Welcome back to the third and final string on Classic Candlepins, the first round matchup of the 2015 Tournament of Champions. Brian Fournier is trailing by 22 going in the third string as Tina Ward just threw a 151 at him. Got some good action off the head pin that time, and we'll look at the 1, 3, and 7. Brian was on the head pin in that second string. He was 8 for 10 at an average first ball drop of 7, but he had some makeable shots. He was 0 for 4 on those. He's going to start off the third string with an 8 box. Bounce that one at the line, and a look at full horseman right plus the 8 pin. Alongside Rich Lamoni and Frank DeLuca, I'm Kyle Bruce. And a nice shot to start off the third string. I think that's Brian's only second spare. He's had the strike ball going.
He certainly has.
Our number 4 seed is from Spencer, Massachusetts. This is Tina Ward.
Yeah,
man, she's got that ball working, I'll tell you. Missed the head pin that time and has a 2-pinner, the 1 and the 2. And she's going to slide by this time. Bounced it at the line, and the ball didn't have enough time to break back to the object. So that'll be a 9 box, but she'll gain a pin and count. And again, the winner of this match will advance to face number 3 seed Keith Beaupre. Who threw the ball very well this summer. Wow.
Another strike.
So she matches Brian's mark. And of course, with the strike, she'll have the extra bonus ball.
No doubt about that one, guys.
Oh, that's the way it has been all day. He went Brooklyn that time, and this is going to be an ugly lead. But he fills the spare with 7. Anyhow. 3, 4, and 10. I'm not sure how much help that wood will be. Still has 2 pins standing. In the world of Candlepin bowling, Brian is someone who's getting his name out there. He's the vice president of let's just say it, the most important league there is in the world right now.
Yes.
Friday.
It's so funny to say that, Nickel.
Yes.
The check mark.
Well, it's going to have lint on it. It's been a while since we've done a taping here.
I ran out of
Is it a buffalo nickel?
Yes. And a little thin.
Tip into it.
Did not fall the right way. But it's true. It is. It's the Friday night men's traveling team league is a 10 box.
It is the best around.
And the future the best around.
Yes. 16 teams this year, full teams, no buys.
Thank God.
Has that been the 16 teams, is that the most that the league's ever had?
That I know of.
As far as I can remember, yes, I believe so.
And Tina
came up at the last second to clip the head pin, thankfully.
6 in the first bonus ball. We'll look at the diamond.
That looked like it could have been a Worcester. A very not good leave.
2, 4, 5, and 8. I'm pretty confident the man operating the 4th camera today for us, Herbie Kefalis, probably has an answer to that question.
I don't doubt that.
Yes. That's a 10 box. Another pin gained in count. 25 the difference. Big hit. 5-9. Rich, what do you think about that wood?
Oh boy. She's going to make a liar out of me, but I would, you know, I would be afraid to go to the far right because I think I'd snap it too far over. So I would go almost as if it wasn't there and go right at the 5 pin.
And
She
put it
made
down.
me right. Finally, took 5 ladders for the bowlers to figure me out. She made me look good.
Or for you to figure them out. All right, very good. Silence is deafening.
Yeah.
This is Brian Fournier.
That's what we're going for.
Late action.
Any action will do. 1, 7, and 8. This will not be an easy one. But he's due for a shot like this. He made the big 5 before. Not this time. That's what he wanted to do. Nice shot. He's been pinning.
Yes.
He certainly has.
You know, it's just, I think he's been a little full and he can't break up the splits. Can't carry that extra pin, and that's all the difference.
He's one of the best technical bowlers around. I feel like he knows how to hit every single shot. And that's one of the things he brings to the table for our team. You know, he helps all of us out there on the lanes.
I've never seen anyone find so many possibilities in reading the wood like Brian.
It's a science.
It is. And every shot is unique. Every shot.
Of course, yeah. So that's a 7 box. And that'll put Brian at 61 after 6. Remember that Tina is up filling her spare in the 4th, so she's going to want to load up with the sledgehammer here and really make things difficult for Brian. Just missed the head pin that time. She's going to fill her spare with 5, and she'll look at 4 horsemen left plus the 9. Leads up to 30. Oof. I said it in the open. Best woman in the world. How do you guys feel about that?
I'd agree.
It's an 8 box.
At this point in time, I'd certainly agree.
If not, definitely in the discussion.
Yeah.
You know, if you come up with another name,
right.
You know,
Brooke Anton and
they would
Amanda
be
Carroll will have, you know, something to say about that. There's been a lot of publicity this year, especially this year for Lynn Thompson,
Yes.
who probably held that title for many years. That's kind of how it's been for Tina Ward today, but
She's got to be happy with that one.
yep.
those women are all exceptional. All three that you named. But I think for what you're discussing today and for what we've witnessed, I think Tina's more explosive. You know, I mean, she's got 5 strikes today. She's just
One
throwing
double.
a great ball. Yeah.
You know, it's
There's a shot of Brian. He needs to get that
And there's
strike
a
ball
big
back. And there it is. It's be a nice spot to double up right here, don't you think?
I think so. It's,
Oh, yeah.
Got to.
Now's the time.
pretty much got to. Yes.
Yep. And that one got away from him, but he's got an extra bonus ball.
Needs the conversion here.
He only fills the strike with 6. It's not how he wanted to take advantage of it. And 8 box will put Brian at 85. That look of concentration right there. Nice shot too, going into the. And that 7
take it out.
Go.
Oh, it is.
Ooh,
No,
guess not.
Can't tell the angle from here. Looked like it was going to take it.
It had the velocity. It certainly did. I don't think it had the correct angle.
Right. Fill of 8 on the spare. The 3-7. I'd put it right there.
Yes.
She had a strike, didn't she?
No.
Oh, it was. That's right. Okay, I got it. You are good.
You get when you get them all on the first ball. That's
yeah. Thank you for clarifying that for me.
It's my pleasure.
Appreciate it. You're a champ.
Not quite. You guys are though.
Do you want to
That's
teach him
why
the
you're
ABCs next?
Yes. Bonus. And she's through the middle.
Bowling lessons with Kyle Bruce on Classic Candlepins.
I'd counsel everyone on how to quit the game. How to do it the wrong way. The easy way.
Just walk out the door.
Yes. The easy way.
By the power vested in me in the Federal Communications Commission, I command you get on the microphone and complete this broadcast in a serious manner.
And 8 box will put Tina at 100.
Oh my God, smashing the records in the radius.
Brian's down by 37 here. And he's got the 1-2-8.
So he's going to have to mark out here. Spare, triple.
Right.
At least.
At least.
$10 will put him at 95. But even a triple in the 10th is only going to give him a 30. So
it's not going to do it.
Yeah.
So we have a.
Not what Brian is used to, especially here. I said in the open, he threw 644 to win that roll off.
Sure he did.
And that's anywhere you win a roll off, that's a big deal.
Of course.
But here at Amesbury, where it's legit, especially when you consider the competition that was in that roll off. I mean,
it was pretty
5 solid.
stacked.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
and if I remember correctly, the ladder was quite tight.
Yeah.
Except for that score.
Right.
So a 101 for Brian.
And I mean, and that particular that day, he had just been up here, I think 2 nights before for a match, and
yes,
he struggled mightily. And he's like, I don't even know if I want to do the roll off. I don't, I can't figure this place out. I don't know what I'm doing. And then he comes up and tears this place apart. You never know what's going to happen from one day to the next, and that's why this game is awesome and frustrating all at the same time.
It's the greatest in the world. Nice shot again.
Unbelievable.
Spare in the 9th. Tina Ward, take no prisoners. And
so only 1 ball counts for this, right? For the bonus, not 2?
That's what it says in the rule book.
Can we rewrite it?
I don't know.
You can do whatever you desire, Rich.
Right. You're the expert analyst.
Expert?
Yes.
Wow. That's a title few possess.
Tina is not letting up.
Very nearly strike on spare. She'll look at the 6-pin. I think she'll get around that piece of wood that's in the channel. And
she tried so hard not to clip the cap that she overcompensated the other way.
$10, put her at 129. And she'll move on next week to the second round to face Keith Beaupre as she pulled a great match, defeating Brian Fournier 375 to 325. We'll talk to Brian right after this timeout. Welcome back to Classic Candlepins. Our first round matchup is completed as Tina Ward moves on next week to face Keith Beaupre. She wins 375 to 325. We're here with our 5th seed and ladder champion Brian Fournier. And Brian, you ran into the buzzsaw that is Tina Ward today. It seemed like to me initially you may have had the same kind of feeling coming into this match as you had when you bowled in your championship match to qualify for this show. Do you feel like that?
No, I mean, I felt like the ball was coming out a little bit better than it was the last time I bowled in this. Felt a little bit more comfortable. Maybe it was just leading off this time opposed to sitting in the chair. And the big problem for me was I didn't hit my shots, and Tina just bowled phenomenal. Nothing I can say about that. I mean, double strike buried me pretty much right away in the second string, and it was playing catch up from that whole point on, and I just could not make my easy shots. I was making the hard ones, but I couldn't get to the
right. Yeah, because you made the big 5 leave, so it wasn't like you had some splits, obviously. But I think in one of the strings, Scott Moore, our statistician, was saying that on some of the easier conversions you were 0 for 4, but you made the big 5.
Yeah, just I don't know if I was taking a little bit off during those, or maybe throwing too hard. I just could not make my easy shots. Like I said, Tina just didn't make it easy on me either. She just kind of was all over the head pin, burying strike after strike, and just was throwing a phenomenal ball the whole game.
Well, there's also something to be said for the fact that, okay, you write down, you miss easy spares. You were on the object pin for all of those. So, I mean, it's got to be a frustrating day when you hit the shot and it doesn't go. I mean, so, you grinded, you battled, and it was closer than the score indicates.
I mean, it was, like I said, the first string, it was a battle. It was a grind for both of us. We just, that first string didn't seem to matter where we put the ball. It just was, just pick up as many 10s as you possibly get in the first string. And luckily I was, I outpinned a little bit the first game and got the big lead. And then Tina just found her ball and just took over. And, like I said, if I convert a few more spares, maybe it's a whole different game. But she made it very hard on me. Was playing catch up the whole game. So nothing I can do about that. She just kept, when she got out in front, she just led with it.
Well, in any event, Brian, we have a trophy furnished by Din Brothers for you for being in our Tournament of Champions. And next week, as I said before, Tina Ward will move on to face our third-place qualifier, Keith Beaupre. For our entire crew, Rich Lamoni, Frank DeLuca, and everyone here, I'm Kyle Bruce. We'll see you next week on the Classic Candlepins Tournament of Champions. Well, the first round is over. 1 down, 3 to go in the Classic Candlepins Tournament of Champions for the 2015 season. Tina Ward, who's our 4th seed with a 151 in the middle string, takes out Brian Fournier 375 to 325, and she'll move on next week to take on Keith Beaupre from Lynn, Massachusetts, who was our 3rd seed. And Frank, this was an example of both bowlers having a kind of a feeling out process, I think, after the opening ceremony, and I think it was 102.95 in that first string. So we know that they're much better than that.
Of course, kind of a slow start, but you got to consider under the lights. That's the way things are going to be.
Right.
And just like Tina did the last time she was on the show, she threw that double strike in the second string and really kind of got things going at that point. Brian had a tough time, especially on his second ball.
Right.
Really couldn't keep up with her, but that's the way Candlepin bowling is.
Eerily similar to the match in which he beat Fuller.
Right.
I think he threw 328 in that match, and when he was on the head pin, he couldn't carry the extra pin,
right,
and he didn't have the second or the third ball really to do what he normally does, because he wouldn't be in this tournament if he weren't a great bowler.
Well, if you throw a 644, you've got to have that second ball.
Right, especially in that ladder.
Right.
I think that was an example of in that broadcast where you have Fuller, you have Chester Cove, Michael Gender, Starner, and those are 5 quality bowlers. He's the #1 seed, 3 strings to the ladder championship.
here he is, and maybe a little disappointing, of course, because he's not moving on. But I think Brian will be someone that will be heard from, going forward. And we talked about Tina before. She's moving on next week to face Keith Beaupre, who is from Lynn, Massachusetts, our number 3 seed. And for our entire crew and Frank Face, I'm Kyle Bruce. We'll see you next time on the Classic Candlepins Tournament of Champions.